Yes, here the technicals. So the charts, what are the charts actually saying? See, before the results were came yesterday, but before the results itself, it got rejected from here. See, irrespective of the results, we don't want any results or anything. But when compared to this, here you can see on if we come for the what we say, and then from the 19th Jan itself, the stock get rejected from here. The results were came on 23rd Jan, but from the 19th Jan itself, the stock getting rejected. So that's what I say. Always follow the stocks, then see the fundamentals for the long term. Fundamentals are always for the long term, not for the short term. Short term, if you want to do, then go for in like charts or anything. See here why this yellow zone is acting as a resistance, because previously what has happened here, previously you can see here on monthly time frame, you can see on monthly time frame here, in the year of 2015 it got rejected here but given a good breakout. Here it got breakdown due because of the COVID fall, but after that it got again improved, but here it got given breakout. So this zone is completely acting from the last 10 years, this zone is acting as support and resistance. But now after giving a breakout because of the 1500 crore impact, the 1500 crore scam impact, it given a breakdown of this zone. Previously it got support from here. Here you can see on the 1st March 2023 it got support from there, it given a good rally. But eventually, always remember one thing, I'll say in each and every video I'll say only one thing, that once there is a price, let me change, yeah, there is a price line. So the stock is moving in this way and it given a good breakout, then it will come for a retracement, then after that we may see some movement. So after some movement and everything, it may break down, and it will come for retracement. At retracement, where it will get rejected, here where it will get rejected, we have to know the levels. See, once it was a support here, once it was a resistance here, it got breakout, then it got support. So once a resistance will always become support, once a support will always become resistance. So that's what here happened. So here we can see the stock given a breakdown here, then it went for a breakout, but the breakout didn't happen, so it got rejected by pin bar rejection. So we may see some more fall in the IndusInd Bank in the coming sessions, but still I suggest you that hold with the stock for the long term, completely fine, there is no need to worry. Long term investors may hold some more time, but even if you want to hedge, you can short this futures, February futures. Yes, you heard that right, February futures, you may short February futures. Keep the stop loss above this 1000 levels, keep the stop loss above this 1000 levels. You may short for 750 760 levels, so you will get some more like so apart from that, I've given the levels. If it is on a weekly time, on a monthly time frame, if it is given a good breakout, then we may see rally. This time it will be a huge rally in the IndusInd Bank, because their balance sheet is improving, their provisions are getting a little bit higher, but still eventually they'll decrease their provisions, and also that provisions will convert into their profits. So we'll see what positions this stock may give in future. So hey everyone, today we are going to discuss about the IndusInd Bank stocks. So on the last year itself, we got some like bad news for the IndusInd Bank because of the fraud that has been happened about the currency derivatives. So I'm going to explain what the impact of the results of IndusInd Bank. So let me give some small glimpse on that. So here you can see the CNBC have tweeted some post here. The net profit was down 90% at 128 crores. Still, they are in plus, they are in positive profits, but the profit compared to the year on year, the profit is 90% down. So previously, year on year means that by to the last 2025 Jan Q3 results. So there will be a four quarterly results, right? So Jan to March and April, May, June, and July, August, September. In that way, the 1 year will be divided into what we say four quarterly results. So the Q3 in Q2 and also in Q1, I think, yeah, in Q1 they got some negative remark because of the fraud happened. So here the CNBC has posted that net profit was down 90% at 128 crores versus 1400 crores. The year on year profit was 12.7% at 4000. The interest whatever they have earned through that, the NII was down 12.7%. Even the gross NPA has increased because at 3.6 quarter on quarter, there somewhat slight decrease was there. Gross overall net non-performing asset. The non-performing asset, we call it as like if someone took a loan from the bank, whatever the bank industry, whether consumers or customers. So if any customer, if any loan borrower, they have been defaulted and they have not paid their they not paid their loans or EMIs till 90 days, so that will be considered, that account will be considered as NPA, non-performing asset. So if we see here, the net NPA ratio is at 1.04%. The quarterly, last quarter it was they didn't mention here, but the provisions are 20%. That means provisions are like, you can see here, we'll hide this. See, the provisions are, provisions are money that a bank sets aside from its current profits. So the provisions were like almost 2096 crores. That means they got almost like for the Q3 they got almost like 2200 crores of profit, 2300 around 2300 crores of profit. But when we compare to the year on year, we the profit was slashed to 90%. But here we can see the provisions on 2096 crores. That means provisions are like emergency fund. See, even each and every household they'll maintain some emergency fund for their any hospitalized charges or any other emergency situations. So in the same way, the bank also holds some emergency funds like provisions. They'll call it as provisions. See, because of the results were completely fine, but compared to year on year, the results were almost 90% down. Compared to, see here, we can see that the turnaround comparison. See, the quarterly comparison, when we compare to the quarterly results, the Q2 for the financial year FY26 July to September, the loss, they have been experienced a loss of 437 crores. The net interest income was for 4,409 crores, but in the Q3 results, the net interest income was also up by 3.5%, and then profit margin is also improving. But when we compare the provisions, this has been eaten the profits because they have to be prepared. Maybe they'll underperform for the next 1 or 2 quarters, but these will be not get impacted any the long term will be no, there will be no impact in the long term, but in the short term there will be some impact. I suggest you that little bit you better hold you, if you have any shares holding, then you better hold with the same thing. But if even if you get any chance, even the stock gets any get into lower circuit or any if you if got any crash like 20 or 15%, then you may add some more shares in that. See, if a person has put some FD in the bank like for 7% or 8%, so for senior citizens or anything, so these banks they'll not sit idle with their money. They'll trade with your money. They'll give 7 to 7.5% of returns per annum for you. But with the same money that you have given to them, they'll give loans to the customers of their bank, and also they'll do the remaining amount. That will be the amount will be very huge. Like for years, the bank used here the IndusInd Bank. What happened in the Q2 Q1? The IndusInd Bank has used complex accounting. That means they have been mismatched accounting. Whatever the books they have maintained, even the Harshad Mehta scam also they did the same thing. So that they have been hiding the ledger copies and everything, have mismatched the numbers. Here also the same thing has happened. See, to hide losses, they got some losses in the foreign currency derivatives. So they used to trade the derivatives market. So they got losses in some for hedges. See, they'll invest in the market, they invest in the market, but what if the market falls here? See, every action has a equal reaction. So, like somewhat inverse proportional. These markets are like inversely proportional. See, if one asset is improving, if one asset is growing, then one asset will definitely down. So, to balance this thing, so the institutional investors or any other big size of banks or any other institutions, they'll maintain this hedge funding. So that's what they'll prepare for. But IndusInd Bank got some losses in that. So to hide their losses, they have mismatched and they used that complex accounting. So that was essentially the insider part. The SEBI found that ex-CEO Sumant Katpalia and the other top executives sold their own bank shares. They sold their own bank shares and they exited from the bank, like crores worth crores before this bad news was made public. That's what they. This is what is. There is no, the provisions are like, yes, they are bit little bit risking because banks still fearful about they are just preparing, they're just preparing for the any if anything happens only. So mostly that even any negative news comes, the stock has to get reacted. That's what a healthy correction comes. That's where the healthy correction comes, because a reaction should come irrespective of the results and everything. If the stock moves, that is manipulation, that is rigging. But if the stock plunges, if the stock shares moves down, if the stock falls, then you can have some belief. Let's see, hold or sell. So apart from that, if you have any doubts, then let me know in the comments regarding IndusInd Bank or any other stock. Chalo, I'm signing off. Bye bye.